You're listening to Mr. Allard's Neighborhood. Small town feel with big time ideas. After all, you are entitled to Brad's opinion. Here's your host, Brad Allard.
Well, welcome to a special episode of Mr. Allard's Neighborhood. We're doing it on a Friday morning, which is unusual, but that's what our schedule is. When I last left you Monday, things were kind of up in the air. A lot of it had to do with the health of my mother, and she's doing much better. Thank you for praying and asking about her. She still has a ways to go, but she's recovered from the surgery, and it's all good. But it's a lot of fun. At this point in one's life, you're dealing with both parents and the kids, right? So anyway, we're going to have this special show with the Burleson Opportunity Fund. I have Kendel Lemus here, and he's going to tell us all about the golf tournament, and he's going to tell us about the BOF and what it does and things of that nature. Also, we'll be talking at the end about a couple other nonprofit events that are coming up the next week. By the way, Josh, aren't you going to Nashville this weekend?
That's correct.
How long?
For a full week.
Full week.
Yeah.
You and Taylor partying in Nashville.
It's definitely going to be a party.
Do you think you'll be able to go to all the spots there in Nashville, all the hip and happening joints?
I'd like to.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure how much free time we'll have.
Have you ever been to Nashville?
I have not.
I'd never been in Nashville. I've driven through it. I've been in Memphis. Does that count? I guess not.
It's close enough.
Anyway, so I don't know any places in Nashville at all. But anyway, so let's talk to Kendel here. Briefly, tell us about, let me do the sponsors first, so we can get to the other stuff. You probably know these sponsors, I'll bet. Our Place Restaurant, you've been there before, I assume. Who has it?
Southern Scrambler's my favorite.
Is it really? Okay. Yeah. Well, it's a good place. You have kids, right? You have like small children, right?
3 kids, yes, sir.
Yeah, it's a good place to go. They have the not just the kiddies menu, but the kiddies pancakes and whatever else. And Our Place Restaurant is always a great place. It's where a lot of people meet, greet, and do business. And so, a place I like to do my business in is Gina's, which is another one of Otto's joints. Gina's, really good pizza, of course, but also the music. You go there and watch the ball game, have pizza, have a beer. They have great sandwiches there. Last time I was there, I tried the Chicago dog, which is really good. Have you ever been in Gina's?
Yeah, they have those games, right, for the kids.
Oh, yeah, they do. Those retro games that we played when we were smaller, or at least, they're like 80s type games. It's always a lot of fun. Plus, they have like bingo night on Tuesdays, and they have chess night on Mondays, and they have karaoke on Wednesday, and then they have live music on Sunday. That's become an event. If it's a good place to go, but usually around 5:30 or 6, they have some local talent on, and it's lots of fun. And our friend John Williams at Old Pro Roofing, 817-734-2756. They're local folks here, these old pro people. You see a lot of guys, Chuck in the truck or Dan in the van come by and try to get you to fix the roof. And then who knows what kind of quality it's going to be. With Old Pro, you know what kind of quality it's going to be, and you know where to find them. And John will come out there and check your roof out. It's supposed to have rain tomorrow, which I am very skeptical of, but whatever. But we are going to be hitting storm season pretty soon, so you better make sure your roof is in good shape for it. So 817-734-2756. Also, my friend Jeff Kelly at the Wethington Agency at 817-781-0546 or Jeff at jeffkellyrealty.com. He's got homes for listing. He's got a lot of prospects. If you're looking to move in and around this area, he is now, according to him, the 4th best realtor in Burleson. I say, just keep on advertising, keep on sponsoring. We'll get you to 3rd in no time, that kind of thing. So, also, let's keep the nonprofit till later. Are we hooked up with Facebook yet, Josh?
That's correct. I think I just sent you the link.
Yeah, all right. I'm going to, there it is. All right, so I'm just getting this all taken care of here, getting the links and whatnot. There we are. That's, I got my phone on. See, I've been doing this for 6+ years, and I still forget to turn off my phone. I don't know what's the matter with me. I must be delusional anyway. So, Mr. Lemus, tell me about how you got hooked up. Well, first let's talk about your background. You're married. You have 3 kids.
Yep.
What's the name of your company?
I own Wave Insurance Advisors.
Okay, so what does that do?
So we are a brokerage. We're independent brokerage. We do home, auto, and commercial insurance. We focus probably more on commercial, but we have a team of 3 now.
Okay.
Which I'm happy to say. I've been a broker for 5 years, and this last year in April we opened our own agency.
Where's it at?
It's out of Burleson, but I do have an office in Arlington.
Okay. So where in Burleson is here? Is it out of your home or do you?
Yeah, so I just network with everybody here. I have an office in Arlington because financially it makes sense.
Sure.
I have a friend that we share an office with, and my part is free pretty much. So it makes sense to be there.
Yeah, it's much more convenient, isn't it, to have home office? How long have you been doing this?
So almost 5 years. I actually was a director for a financial company out of Chicago for 7 years before insurance, and I was looking for some time freedom and somewhere where I can still, deal with people and get to meet people. So I had a good friend of mine that asked me to do some insurance, and first I was like, I'm not going to do insurance, right? I don't think anybody falls in insurance. Nobody just thinks they want to do insurance, right, as a career. So, but I really enjoyed, obviously, the freedom and then just getting to connect with people and talking to people, either about their business or their homes. So it's been a great opportunity for us.
So you telling me when you were a young lad of 10, you said, I can't wait to sell insurance for a living. Insurance is my dream. You're like that. You're like the male version of Flo.
That's right.
Or whatever. Or, whatever. But anyway, so as far as the BOF, how did you get hooked up with the group?
So through the networking, for my company, I met a lot of people, but I met Daniel, and then we became pretty good friends over time, and so we've gotten to talk. And then he asked me about it. He said there's an opportunity here to make a change in the community, and to go back a little bit, 5 years ago as well, when I started insurance, I had moved to Burleson, where we came to Yogi Bear for a couple of weeks,
right,
with my kids, right, and then we were like, we're gonna go for a couple of weeks. I knew some friends that lived in Burleson, and I had visited 10 years ago, and it was obviously not grown out like it is now. So my idea was not to move to Burleson because I felt like it was too small of a town for me at some point, right? And so anyway, but then I moved here and everything's changed. I was here for 2 weeks and I met a lot of friends in those 2 weeks just from going downtown and getting to know people. So then we've been here 5 years since. We never left.
Well, it's kind of like, it's similar to me. I started teaching in '88, and when they first hired me, I never even heard of Burleson. I'd sent out my application to 45 different districts, and I get a call from Burleson Junior High, and I thought it was, an Arlington school or a Denton school named Burleson, right?
Yeah.
No, we're a whole town. So I come down and I needed a job, and I got it, and I thought I'd stick around a couple of years and go back to where I came from, which was Collin County. And I got moved to the high school, and I said, I think I like it here. And so my wife and I moved here in '91, and we've been here ever since. Yeah. And it's a lot different town, and, and it's a better town for the most part. 100%. I mean, a lot of people, some of the older folks kind of miss the hometown feel, but I still think it has a hometown feel myself, and it has a lot of amenities to it. And one of them is this opportunity fund. I've talked to people from other communities, and they're astounded that we do something like this. I know that other communities, sorry, there's a lot of dust in here today. I know a lot of the communities have contacted us, like Cleburne, and said, how do y'all do this? How do we do this? And it's a little harder than it looks, I can tell you. Because I've been on this board for about 2+ years now. Okay. Shandy Pretty, who's now lives out of state, got me connected. And it is more of a challenge than most people think. It isn't like you just throw out some event or throw out a ask for funding and it comes flooding in and all this other stuff. I mean, there's some work involved, isn't there?
Sure, yeah. When you think of a nonprofit, I've never been in one before, so I was kind of like you. I said, I'm sure there's some work, but how hard could it be, right? And then you get into it, and you're like, okay, this is a lot of work, and a lot of time. And for me, it has been a great opportunity. Starting a business, we're still young in our own business, and then doing the opportunity fund as well. It's been a work on both sides, right, of that time. So, but I enjoy it, and I think I've gotten to meet a lot more people also because of BOF and.
It does get you connected with other people. Yeah. One of the benefits of doing this podcast is the connections I've been able to make, particularly with the nonprofit world. Just as a general citizen, so to speak, I knew of Harvest House, and we had what was called then the Pregnancy Aid Center, now Next Step Women's Center. I was vaguely aware of Crazy Eights. Our church, First Baptist, does promises, so I was aware of that. But when I started doing the show and I started doing all these nonprofit connections, wow. I mean, and this community is almost unique in that.
Sure.
Because I've talked to other communities about, hey, why don't you get your nonprofits on the show here? And they go, we really don't have many.
Yeah.
They don't have in other communities food pantries and organization like Next Steps help women with their pregnancies and things of that nature. So, and BOF, is just one more of those things, right?
Sure. Yeah, Burleson is a different town. I mean, I lived in a lot of different places in my life, even though I'll be 40 in March. But Burleson is a really tight community with business owners and nonprofits, and everybody really helps and uplifts each other. So it's a great place to be, for sure. That's one of the reasons why we made it our home. And I went to that City Fest recently, and they had a sticker that said, I planted my roots in Burleson sticker. So I grabbed one of those because I feel that's exactly how I feel.
Yeah.
I planted my roots here now.
Yeah. Well, it has a very good chamber of commerce.
Yeah.
And that I made some connections to that and all that. And as far as back to the Opportunity Fund, this was started, I'm going to say roughly 18, 19 years ago.
2008, I believe.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. And I taught for Hill for many, many years. I just retired from about a year ago. Nice. And yeah, and they were good people. I just had thrown my last fastball, kind of thing, just after doing it for so long. But anyway, I had a lot of students that were sitting in a class that were on the Opportunity Fund. And it was interesting because I'd be in a classroom, we'd be talking, and I'd say, well, how many of y'all are here in Opportunity Fund? And then I'd have a class maybe of 15 or 18, and about 5 hands would go up, 6 hands would go up. And all the kids that were from Joshua, Alvarado, Cleburne were like, what, you mean you're getting yours paid for?
Yeah.
Hill College isn't exorbitantly expensive.
Sure.
But it sure saves a lot of money. A full year of education that you're not having to pay for at, say, UTA or North Texas or an expensive private school.
Yeah. I mean, just the mental freedom that you have as a student to not have to worry about that. Because nonetheless, even if your parents are paying for it, you're gonna feel some type of pressure. So,
Yeah. Well, what I liked about the Opportunity Fund as a teacher, though, is it did require something of the students to maintain that.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's not, again, to maintain the appropriate GPA for the scholarship and all this wasn't an exorbitant ask or whatever, but it was one factor that I think kept them in the classroom and kept them focused, because they did know that if they failed, they probably wouldn't get their next semester paid for.
Sure.
And in years past, when we had the financing, we were able to pay for 2 years. We're going to have to move away from that because, expenses rise and the demand rises and whatever else. There's our logo. That's nice.
Yeah, nice logo.
And so, but as far as the kids, they had that factor to keep them focused on school, whereas a lot of times some of my students would come in and they're like, well, I'm doing this because it's better than working, or my mom is making me, or, it's kind of culturally expected that you go to college right after high school, which really, for some kids, really is not their best path. They need to get a HVAC trade or a plumbing trade, make more money than a teacher ever did. I can tell you that. But that being said, it really, you could almost tell which of the students of the BOF kids, just because of the
commitment.
Well, the commitment, that's the word I was going to use, or attention, maybe the attention they paid. Your kids are not quite they're in elementary school, right?
Yeah, fourth grade, first and second grade.
Lord have mercy, son.
We're all of Branson.
That's a good school, though.
Yeah, it's a great school.
Yeah, BISD's best schools are usually their elementary schools. I mean, I say that as a high school teacher, because I did know many of the teachers, and it just was, I knew they were getting a good quality education at the elementaries. At the high school, Yeah, a kid could kind of loaf through and get a diploma, but we also put kids in Ivy League schools. So there you go.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to the matter. As a parent, though, I'm sure you and Mrs. Lemus, Charity,
yep.
have discussed upcoming expenses for kids. And in the back of your mind, you know what college is. I mean, right now in front of the kids is probably, braces or doctors or, I don't know, band or, sports, all that business. But, in the back of your mind, you can't neglect preparing for college, even at this young an age.
Both of my boys, they have college already in mind that they want to go to. So
which one?
So my oldest wants to go to Texas A&M. The funny part about that is that I was showing him a couple of years ago. I was showing him some colleges on YouTube to see where they wanted to go, just to plant that idea out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we looked at a lot of different colleges, but when Texas A&M showed up that they have a pond and you can fish for free as a student, he was like, "That's where I want to go." so hopefully that's I guess it continues to be as it grows up. And my other kid wants to go to TCU.
Oh Lord, son, come on, we'll pray for both of them. All right. Sure. Well, I teach at DBU, and I can endorse that as an education. But of course, I'm very partial to Baylor, even though it's been a hard year sports-wise.
Yeah.
I keep telling myself the value of your school is not your athletic teams, and then I say that's rubbish.
That's right.
Go Bears. Anyway, and it was so. Oh, I lost train of thought again. But anyway, we got off on schools. But the thing about it is, when my kids were of age to go access the BOF, it really wasn't as well known. Even I as a teacher knew about it in the back of my mind kind of thing, but I really didn't understand all about it. And my son wanted to go to a 4-year college, and so did my daughter, and all this. And that happens. We found out, that, we'll make the offer, and then some kids say, well, thank you, but I'm going to go to UTA or Tarleton or something like that.
Yeah.
So I didn't access it, and I look back on it now, and I said, I could have probably saved myself several $1,000s had I been a little bit more on the ball.
Yeah. I agree. I think that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously it has its advantages if you want to go to a 4-year college right away, but cutting your expenses as a parent and giving those 2 years, to get your basics done, I think it's a great idea.
Well, and you talk about a lot of this with the basics and whatnot. Is that when we talk about the basics, you're talking about stuff that a lot of kids are now taking in high school.
That's true.
At dual enrollment, which I taught, and also with with AP, which I also taught. Fortunately, I always enjoyed that. I'm trying to get having a couple of hiccups here.
I was an AP kid.
Yeah. Which high school did you go to?
I grew up in California. It's called Milliken High School.
Boy, you really didn't.
I didn't want to tell you before I came here, but I've been here for 16 years. So.
Okay. Anyway, well, anyway, some kids take it now in high school. Of course, now with Hill College, they have that early college program. Now, I've been asked several times, does this early college program and then BOF, are they connected? The answer is no. Okay. If your kid is in that early college program, that's a separate deal entirely.
Yeah.
And as far as how much it costs to go to the early college program, if any, I'm not aware of, because that came much after my retirement from BISD. So this is meant for kids. But let's be very clear out there, vast listening audience. It isn't just from the kids that graduate from Centennial or Burleson High School or Crossroads. It's also if you live in the Burleson ISD district, homeschool and private school are also available.
That's right.
Okay, and a lot of people don't know that. They figure if they're homeschool, they're not eligible because they didn't go to the public high school, or if their kid goes to Trinity Valley or whatever, or Southwest Christian, where I taught for 3 years. If they live in the area in the school zone, they're eligible.
You're correct.
And that's also including if you live in the city limits of Burleson. So we have a lot of people in Burleson that go to Joshua schools, but if they live in the city of Burleson, it's also eligible.
Correct.
Okay. And so a lot of people think it's just narrowly focused to the graduates crossing the stage from those schools. But no, it's for basically just about anybody that is connected to Burleson officially, so to speak.
Yeah. And I hope to bring some light to that because through my insurance company, I have a passion for churches. So I do a lot of church. My father-in-law is a pastor in Arlington, and I do a lot of churches, insurance for churches. And I talk about that all the time. There's a lot of, he works for ACE, and there's a private school system, that he sells, I guess you would say, for people that want to start their own school or homeschool or in a private school.
Are your kids homeschooled?
They're not. They used to be.
Oh, you told me you're in Branson, right? You told me that. Yeah.
Yeah, but when I talk to the pastors, I always discuss the BOF, in the area, and I know a lot of pastors in the area. And I discussed that if they are homeschooled in Burleson, they live in Burleson, that there's still an opportunity for them. So I hope that brings more light.
Because I remember talking to somebody about 2 years ago, and she had a son that was going to the Nazarene school, right here, Nazarene Christian, and he said, "I'd sure like to take advantage of that." And said, "Do you live in Burleson?" "Yes." "Well, you can." And whether I don't know if they ever did or not, but it was like eye opening to her. It was like. And there was one more possibility for her.
Correct.
And that really made a difference. But I can't, like I said, I don't know if she ever took advantage of that, but it was an option for her that she didn't know she had before. And so I think this is one of the best ideas Burleson ever came up with.
I agree.
And the whole point of the BOF isn't just to help the students, it's to help the community too. And that's why when I talk about to potential donors and whatnot, I say, look, it's not just to help a kid out; it's to help the town out, because the whole point of it is we want them to get a start in their education, go get their education somewhere, and come back to Burleson and contribute to the community.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so that's what a lot of people need to understand is it isn't just charity in the sense of, well, here I'm helping some poor lad, and actually there's no income requirements. You don't have to be beneath a certain income level. If you could live in the biggest house in town and still take advantage of this.
Yeah.
But you're not just helping some kid out, but you're helping the community out. Because we need people that do the things that these kids are going to get trained in. Professionals, tradespeople, entrepreneurs, things of that nature. Teachers. Boy, we need teachers. So. Yeah. Well, it's just there's a lot of turnover in teaching, and that's not a BISD problem. That's a state of Texas problem.
Yeah,
and so that's the whole point of it. And so is that? I mean, I hope that's your sales pitch.
Sure, no, yeah, it is. Having kids, having young kids, I always think about that. So when I got introduced to the BOF, and Daniel was telling me about it, obviously I thought of my kids and how that could benefit even us as a family. But then I thought. Other families, I try to be involved in my kids' school a lot, and I do I've done the watchdog program there where you go and sit and hang out at the classes with the kids, and not just my kids but other kids, and I chaperone as much as I can. So I'm really involved into that, and I hope to get into the PTO area and speak to that so that more people know about it. So yeah, so I'm passionate on the schooling part of that, and on the more families to get to know and about it and moving forward that.
Well, at our Wednesday meeting, we have a monthly meeting about middle of the month or so. One of the things we stressed was take the message, so to speak, to the other groups that you're involved in. Like in my BNI group, I've spoken on it since I've been part of it, and the two sponsors I showed, Jeff and John, both have contributed both years. OPRO and the Way the Agency, or Jeff personally, have contributed to the fund. So that's the kind of thing that has to happen. Otto, what am I forgetting him for? He's contributed before in the past. Yeah. So I mean, so that's one thing I like about my sponsors is that they're not just good people, but they're good community citizens.
Yeah.
So all three of them have donated not just to this, but to others. And that kind of leads to another question: is that we on the BWF recognize that there's a lot of people asking for donations.
Sure.
Right. And they're all worthy. All right.
Yeah.
So we understand what sacrifices businesses like Otto's, like Jeff's, like John's are making for their community. Sure. I know there's tax implications and all that, but the new tax structure, who knows how much they're really getting back.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a sacrifice, right?
Yeah, it is.
It's still a commitment and a sacrifice. So yeah, it's definitely appreciated.
And I've talked about it. I've had a couple of donors from my Sunday school class, and now I know that Sunday school and church, you should be talking about other things, right? So this Jesus fellow, whatever. Anyway, but still, because of the connections I've made there, they know I'm part of this group that they've contributed or played in the golf tournament or something like that. And so but community, we understand that there's a lot of people knocking on your door, and we appreciate it.
Yeah, big time.
When I was teaching school and the kids groups were having some sort of event that involved teachers, I was one of the first they asked. Why? Because I'd usually say yes.
Yeah.
And that's what happens with a lot of these donors is that they get the reputation for being known as generous, and they're like, I regret that.
They're getting a call every month.
Yeah, well, they do. And, or contribute in kind. I know Otto gets asked a lot for contributions, and he gives them like a couple $100 in gift cards for them to sell at events. And I don't think John has given away a free roof yet, or Jeff has given away a free house yet. But that would be it, boy.
Man, that'd be a contribution.
But I guess I just go back to the point is that if we didn't have people in Burleson that were generous, we wouldn't have these kind of outfits that we have now.
And them believing in the BOF. And what we do. Mm-hmm. That's huge.
And they do believe in BOF. And we ask, our budget, so to speak, for giving is substantial.
Sure. Yeah.
All right. To send the number of kids we want to send takes a pretty decent amount of money.
Yeah.
So, and we have the BOF, we have a Facebook page, right?
Yep.
Do you think, we'll see if the magic of Josh will work on that. But
I got you.
All righty. What about? But we don't have a separate Facebook page yet, do we?
No, just the events that we have.
Yeah. It's keeping up a Facebook is first of all is an expense.
Sure.
And we try to cut down expenses as much as possible. I mean, we pay a little bit for social media presence, but a lot of it has to do with us putting information out there and sharing it and whatever else.
Yeah.
But as far as donations, we take them anytime. In fact, we just got a big one on Wednesday from the Athena Club.
Yeah, that was a great donation.
Was it 10 grand? Because I missed the
15.
15, 15.
Forget,
I missed it. I came in right as everybody was, hugging necks and shaking hands. There we go. Okay. And so we take donations from these type of groups, and it'd be great if everybody could, cough up 15 grand. But see, the thing about it, and we talk about this in the nonprofits, $50 goes a long way.
Yeah.
All right. I've talked to people before, and they see these donations. It's kind of like in church too. When you hear somebody's going to donate 25 grand for new piano or something like that, and people say, "Gosh, I wish I could do that." Well, no, but $25 is less money.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's kind of like you're a BOF. If 25, $50, whatever. So if somebody was out there listening and they wanted to donate, how could they donate? Because we don't have like a physical location.
Yeah, they can go to They can go to our website, BurlesonOpportunityFund.com, and they can go to donations up there, and then they can donate as much as as little as they want. And
it's also, you could do it on a recurring charge kind of thing.
Yeah, and that'd be obviously that we would like that, but small amounts every month would be awesome, or whatever they can do, and they can also contact any of us. There's a contact information here, and if they wanted to, speak to us about it and get them more information, then I'm always open for that, and I'm sure anybody on the board would be open for that.
Well, almost all the nonprofits I deal with have a recurring charge feature, and that's what I do because that way I don't have to think about it, and I don't have to. The decision's already made. Yeah. It's already been budgeted. So out there, guys, if you want to be part of this, again, don't think that, my measly $15 won't mean anything, because if you get about 10 or 15 people putting in $20, $25 a month, I mean, that's going to add up. And it sure enough is. I mean, because how much does it cost for us to send a kid to Hill? About $4,500, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you get about 10 people giving about $25, $20 each, that's one kid.
Exactly.
And so that recurring charge, I think, in my opinion, for BOF, we focus so much on the fundraisers. Sometimes we neglect trying to push the monthly donors.
Sure. You're
So,
right.
so that's going to be my goal between now and our golf tournament is say, hey, here's some worthy causes, including BOF,
Yeah, and now that we started the golf tournament, it's been, the board is always on board for everything when we do together. It seems like, but the golf tournament, it seems that has sparked a lot of interest for all the board members. And I think we skipped it last year, and I'm not sure. And I don't know if it was 2 years or 1 year at least. I know that.
No, we skipped it last year in part because we wanted to focus on the breakfast, and what would happen is we go and get money donated for the golf tournament, and then we go back for breakfast, and like I've already spent my budget, but also the fact is that we just weren't really in a good place financially to be able to put the money forward.
Yeah.
Now we're going to do it again.
Yeah.
All right, and I'm glad we are. I remember 2 years ago we did it, and it was a lot of fun. Josh, you have the logo up there. Now, this is your deal, isn't it? I mean, you're kind of ramrodding this. So.
Drew and I always get her name wrong, but
Deanna Foster.
Deanna Foster.
Yeah.
Deanna Foster is actually the one that created this. I give her a couple of ideas, but she's the one that ran with it. So yeah, it's beautiful. I like the flyer, and we have some. Hopefully, we can have some. And actually, we do. I already went to the printer place, Print Plus, and they're giving us some, big ones to put out on some shops for whoever wants them, and then a lot of small ones to give out whenever we do like the Chamber of Commerce event that you were mentioning.
Yes.
Somebody wants to take a small flyer, we can give them that as well.
Yeah. Well, I know the B&I table will be there.
Yeah.
And even though, and Melissa would want me to tell you this event's coming up a week from tomorrow. If you want to go and solicit your business personally, you need to, make it official. They frown on people just showing up and start working the tables without,
Sure.
But on the B&I tables, she said, since we're a networking group, we could show our stuff as well because, to demonstrate the network.
Okay.
So we can, certainly add flyers to that. But
Okay.
but are they going to be ready by tomorrow? A week from tomorrow?
Yeah, they'll be ready next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So good. So just come on by, give them to me. I'll be there most of the day.
Yeah, and I've been thinking about joining the chamber as well. I haven't joined yet because I'm a new business.
Yeah.
But it would be a great opportunity for me.
I very much endorse the chamber. Josh, you can throw that 21st back up there. There you go. I highly endorse the chamber. Melissa Miller and Candace, they do great work.
Yeah.
And they're very active. This isn't one of those chambers like you hear about some smaller towns where it's mostly coffee and donuts and whatnot. It's no, they have ambitions to grow it and to make it worth your money, and it's not that expensive, really. No. It's it's a pretty cheap investment, frankly, to get your name out there. And I've used it before for other things, from like pest control one time and things like that. And so, and also being part of the chamber is also kind of an endorsement of sorts because they do expect their members to uphold professional standards and conduct and things of that nature. So February 21st, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Pathway Church. So that's a good place to do it. Also, I think I suggested at the meeting also, if you want to do it like at the farmers markets, Chaz Forrester runs it, and Chaz would ask also that we, not just show up and start handing things out. Sure. I mean, that's not, he wants to kind of prevent that from happening. So he prefers we have like a table or something like that. Sure. People can come by and we can hand it out. So we ought to look into that.
Yeah.
I don't know the expense involved in this network showcase or this chamber showcase. I don't know the expense what Mr. Forrester charges for nonprofits, so I don't want to speak to that. But it's not going to be much. I know that much. Yeah. So
yeah. I'll look into that for sure.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I could tell you, Chaz's Burleson one is booming.
Yeah.
All right. And there's usually a waiting list. So I don't know. It won't be like call them up and I'll be there Saturday.
Sure.
It may be 2 months from now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he does try to rotate the nonprofits through.
I see.
Yeah, so it's a it's a really great thing, that farmers market.
It is.
So yeah. So anyway, back to the golf tournament. If you would, Josh, put it back up. There's a QR code at the bottom if you want to join. How much does it cost to play?
So we have different setups for a team. Is $800 for a team of 4 players. Essentially, is $200. But we also have some spots open for people to come in and play by themselves. If they, we can team them up with somebody else, and that's also that'll be $200 a person. We have a title sponsor, but it looks like we possibly have one now. So we'll see. So it's a race. So hopefully, if you want to be the title sponsor, we need to know.
And that identity of that title sponsor you keep in secret for now, right?
Sure.
Okay, because you don't obligate them. But it's probably, I bet it's probably a well-known institution in Burleson.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then we have banner sponsors, and then we have a tent sponsor, which is, if somebody doesn't want to play, but they want to come out and put a tent out and pass out some, some goodies. A lot of, everybody has the stress balls, pens, and all that.
Yeah. Well, that's what the good thing about that showcase. You can you take your swag bag with you because you're going to get a bunch. Yep. And so if you have a tent on like the 13th hole or whatever else, and here's your swag bag. Oh, my card happened to slip in it.
Exactly. Yeah, sure. Yeah, you want to advertise your business, and that well for that.
Yeah.
That's what we want.
Yeah, that's fine. No, that's what it's for.
Yeah.
It's you can do good and do well at the same time, right?
Sure.
And so no, that's what it's for. Is you have a tent, and you give away swag of some sort, maybe water or Dr. Pepper. I don't know what you want to do, and then you drop in some promotional materials. That's what I mean. That's what it's about.
Right.
And no one cares about it. That's the good thing about it. We expect you to promote your business out there.
Yeah. I've done a lot of nonprofit golf tournaments that I've been to. I've never created one essentially, but I've been to a lot of them, and cornhole games, and you win something. I mean, it's however people want to get creative. We're open for that.
Pickleball's a new one.
That's right.
Yeah, our friends at the Center for ASD do that as well as a golf tournament. They, a lot of golf tournaments. I mean, the Chamber has one. I know in early June, I believe, and I know the Center for ASD has one, and besides ours, and I believe in the fall there's another one from benefit like some other outfit, but that's. I'm drawing a blank on who that one is. Yeah. So there's a lot of golf opportunities. If you're a golfer, it's a good place to do it. And Hen Creek is really a very nice course. For a municipal course, it's one of the best I've been on.
Correct.
I used to play a lot more than I do now because it's, I'm not very good. Golf is one of those things you got to play a lot to be good at.
Exactly, yeah.
You
take a break.
Yeah, if you say, I'm going to put the clubs down for about a year and you pick it back up again, it's like starting all over again.
Yeah.
But so a banner sponsor is still available, $5,000, $500 for a whole tent sponsor, $800 per team, $200 for individuals. And if you just want to donate, do it. Last year, I had a guy that, he's a good golfer. I said, we'd like for you, to contribute and go golf and whatever. And guess what? I'm going to be out of town that week. But here's a check anyway.
Yeah.
So and he said, thank you, we'll take it.
So so on that QR code, we have the opportunity for both. So if somebody wants to, donate, do a donation, or register, it's all on there.
Yeah, so get all the information. I'll be able to push this with the nonprofits. I like to, at the end of the show, I'll run whatever nonprofit things are going on in the community. So I'll be able to help push this a little bit. I hope that helps. Sure. And a lot. What'll probably happen, like and all my nonprofit friends say this, is that they will that people will sign up at the last minute. Melissa's telling me about that for the chamber event. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do.
Yes.
I've got 24 hours to sign up, and then they all do it at the end.
Yeah.
And Melissa's hustling around trying to squeeze them in. I mean, they try to put a deadline, but to hear you have a member and like with tears in her eyes, it's hard to say no.
Sure.
And we won't say no. You bring the checkbook. Hey, we'll find a place for you to play. You walked in. Right. You walked the day of and said, I didn't know if I could make it, but here I am now. So who do I play with?
Yep.
Well, we'll throw you on there.
Yep.
So no.
And also, when I first started playing golf, and I'm not good at all, but I used to think, obviously, when you go, that everybody's good, right? Like, oh, I'm going to show up and everybody's going to show. Man, everybody plays horrible. No. I mean, there's a few good guys out there, but most of the people playing are just playing for fun and really just for the charity and to hang out with other people.
Sure.
You know, there's nowhere. Then the reason why I think there's so many golf tournaments, there's no other place where you can really hang out with somebody, especially if you get matched up. So you can really get to know that person because you're going to play for 4 or 5 hours, right? And eventually the small talk goes away, and then you have to get to know them, and you start getting to know about their businesses or families, and you know how they end up. So I've met really cool people playing golf through charity events that I've got matched up with.
Well, and the good thing about it, this is a best ball tournament, right?
Correct.
And so, which for you naive young people out there means basically everybody tees off, you hit the best shot, that you the next second shot we take the best ball and play it from there, and the third shot we play it from there. And so even if you're terrible and you're shanking them into the woods, well, you got 3 other people.
Yeah.
When I played best ball tournaments, I almost always went first.
Sure.
Because I'm not that good, right? And so if I hit one in the middle of the fairway, which is not common, but if occasionally it happened, I'd let the other guys wail away because they had a safety ball, right?
Yeah.
But if I put it in the creek or something like that, well, you know, we'll bail you out.
Somebody else is good.
Yeah.
You just need one lucky guy.
Well, I know that in other tournaments, you know, they try to match up, you know, a D player with an A player and all that kind of stuff. But we're not going to do that.
Yeah.
Basically, if you got 4, you know, PGA pros out there, man, you're going to win.
Yeah. Also, we're doing it where, you know, par is your most shots. So most holes you're going to finish in 3 or 4, you know, maybe 5, par 5, but that's about it. So 3, 4, or 5 shots, you're going to be,
you know, with the best ball, usually the worst score is a bogey, and that's about it.
Right.
You know.
So the worst score, we're going to do it as a par. That way it's a little bit quicker. We're trying, you know, we did it on a Friday early so that in case you do have to pick up your kids, we'll be out of there before.
What time does it start?
It starts at 9 in the morning. So we'll do some breakfast tacos and stuff like that for people. And then we have Old Texas. I need to.
You have Jamie at Old Texas.
Jamie, Jamie.
They do a lot of that.
Yeah, so she, they're helping us out with that as well. So pretty thankful for that. Drew Ivy spoke to her, and she's committed. He told me that today.
That's good.
So we'll have some, you know, a little bit of breakfast, and then from the course they have some breakfast tacos that we're going to provide, and then we'll have lunch from Jamie, and then. The idea is to have fun, really, right? Just to come together, support the community, support Burleson, get some scholarships for some kids, and then have fun.
Well, I know in the past they did a silent auction. Are they doing it this year?
Correct. Yes, we will. And then we'll have some items that you can bet on, and then also the silent auction with some tickets and ticket sales for betting, and then silent auction.
Well, what are some of the items that have been donated so far?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
I know everybody's working on that. So I mean, I have like lessons. I know the golf Hidden Creek is giving us like some games that I believe it's 2 games for 2 teams that we can play. I have a friend of mine that's doing golf lessons. He's a semi-pro golfer, so he's going to give lessons for that. So he's volunteering for that. He's here in Burleson as well.
Well, I know that one year they had like autographed items from Dallas Cowboys and things like that.
I could do that. I have that. Yes, that may be something that we do.
Somebody suggested that I should donate like a free show. Come in, have somebody come in and do. I said I didn't want to take that risk. You never know who's going to actually bid on that, and and you have to hit the mute button or something like that. So
you're right.
Yeah. So, but okay.
Worst comes to worst, I always have.
Yeah.
I'm always impressed on how these guys do that, right? Because you don't know when somebody's going to say something wild.
Oh yeah,
keep it right on time. It's great.
I've only had one guest in the 6.5 years where we had Taylor, who was the other Yahoo on the computer, with the finger near the mute button, and it was like 5 years ago. Yeah, but nothing happened. It was careful. Yeah, but we were talking about a sensitive subject, and I just want to make sure that
emotions were in.
Yeah, and it's and very rarely have I had anybody get abusive on the real time stuff.
Sure.
Most people that participate in the show or do so with intention to be find out what's going on, blah blah blah. Yeah. So there you go. But anyway, so this is on May 1st at 9 a.m. on a Friday. Okay, so go ahead and guys make your schedule. Josh, do you golf?
I want to more.
You want to more?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had my granddad try and teach me, and then gave up after like 3 hours.
That's
so.
nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm left-handed, and so my dad tried to tell me to hit right-handed because he said, you're not going to find left-handed clubs very easy. But I found some. But like I said, I haven't golfed in a while, and a lot of it has to do with just time and whatnot. But
I do go to Top Golf. Does that count?
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a lot more going on at Top Golf than working on your drive. Okay. Yeah, okay, fine.
Playing free birds, whatever that the bird game is. My kids, I do that with my kids for their birthday a lot. So my oldest one plays golf, or he tries to play golf anyway. So we try to do that. But I don't play nearly as much either, and I would like to do some more. So that,
now, this is ways off, but we also have the big breakfast in October.
and that was a hit. I got to enjoy that this last year because when I joined the board, it was a great turnout as well. That was awesome.
Yeah, it's always been great, and Jamie again at Old Texas Brewery provided the charcuterie, the breakfast charcuterie. It was great.
Yeah,
I like that event because there's a lot of the big wheels of Burleson there. Leaders of the community, of the school system, of the county. Other people like Patsy Dumas, who is involved in everything. Good heavens, or Mary Slaney. These other people that are well known in the community. It's like. I don't know if other events get that kind of turnout, but I know ours does, and it's a really great thing. And it again takes some work. I mean, Lori Dias did such a great job that it's like I don't know if I can match that. Yeah.
That was awesome. I enjoyed it.
Yes.
Yeah, and Jamie didn't. She has some drinks in there that were like dragon fruit, with some. Man, it was delicious.
Yeah, and non-alcoholic drinks.
Yes.
Unfortunately, but anyway,
It's breakfast. It'd be kind of
breakfast. Well, I know. Well, I know you can get the donors a little bit loosened up, and hey, here's another 100. Yeah, well, and we'll take it.
Right.
We're shameless, so we'll take it. We got some other nonprofit stuff coming up, don't we, bud?
Yes, sir. Outside of the Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah, I know that
like
today,
the last day for this one.
Last day for diapers. If you want somebody to call today, because it's at Next Step Women's Center. They're giving away free diapers. 817-295-4101. I have them on the show probably about 6-7 times a year.
Okay,
and they give away a ton of diapers. 196,000 last year.
I'll tell you that saves you some money.
Yeah, it does.
I have 3 kids, and I had three and under at some point, and that was a lot of money spent.
Yeah, well, and they do a lot of stuff for women and their fathers, the fathers of the children. Not their dads. I mean, their husbands or partners, whatever. But they do stuff for the men too, and not just in terms of here's some aid, here's some diapers, here's what they do. Sonograms. They do counseling. They do parenting classes. They have like access to toddler clothes or infant clothes, things like that. They got a whole thing going on over there. It's a pretty good deal. Mm-hmm. And I think there's one other. My mind's not working.
Yeah,
that's what I thought. Yeah, I thought it was ASD. Yeah, this one's going to be on the 18th, which is Wednesday of next week. Okay, so go by the Center for ASD. It's at the former Crestmont Church. I know that Crestmont Baptist sold the building to another church, another organization. I can't remember the name of it exactly, but it's on 640 Northwest Tarrant Avenue. So if you know Burleson, everybody knows where the old Crestmont Church is, all right? So basically, Center for ASD is having coffee for a cause. They're just trying to show you what they do from 10 to 11. Go by, get some coffee. They would prefer RSVP so they don't have all this extra coffee because, boy, I don't want to see Lisa Bolton House all caffeined up. That would be goodness. Anyway, give her a holler at 682-499-6655 or Miranda, who is their outreach person, and she comes on the show with Lisa. Miranda at Center for ASD at, well, let me say it again because I forgot the dot. Miranda.centerforasd@gmail.com. That's Miranda.centerforasd@gmail.com. And it's always a great event. And of course, they have their Light Up Their Night event on April 11th. Are you familiar with the Center for ASD?
Yes, I went to a golf tournament for them.
Okay, well, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. And it's over at the Burleson Rec on April 11th from 6 to 9, and it's a lot of neon and
That looks cool.
oh, it's a lot of fun. You got to take the little kids because this is a lot of it's fun. And pet and zoo.
Yeah.
Cool. You give them 2 or 3 batches of cotton candy, then take them home and put them to bed. It works so well, right?
That's right.
Yeah, but it's a lot of fun. Food trucks and vendors and whatnot. It's a great deal. They'll be on the show probably in mid-March to promote this. They come on fairly often as well. So, well, we're about here at the end. So tell us everything we need to know about the golf tournament and about BOF.
Yeah. So the golf tournament, May 1st, on a Friday, 9 o'clock in the morning. Obviously, be there a little bit earlier, get some breakfast, hang out, get to know people. If you want to sponsor or donate, there's a QR code there. And just a quick light up on what we've done so far with the BOF. There's been over 2,200 scholarships given. Which I'm new, so to me it was like, man, this is a huge number, right? And I'm sure it is either way. But over 34,000 college credit hours have been earned. 96% of dollars raised go directly to the scholarship.
Yeah, we're not getting rich doing this.
Exactly.
I think we get a sandwich out of it.
That's it. Yeah. And some chips actually.
Yeah,
which are not bad.
Well, for Stone Soup, a little shout out to them.
Right.
It's always good.
Man, I'd never had that place until then, and it was just now.
My wife
I'm a
loves
huge
it.
fan. Yes, so it's delicious. And then also one thing that I learned, when I got into BOF, that they've given almost $3 million in scholarship, money, which is huge.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money, and a lot of obviously the support from the community, which says a lot.
Yes, it does. And we get support from like institutions and grants and things like that too, but we don't get any public money.
Correct.
No government money of any kind, and nor that I really don't think we are going to ask for it either.
Sure.
Because I don't know. There's a lot of entanglement when you start dealing with government,
politics,
politics, or things of that nature. So it's all we get it from like various foundations and other grants, but we don't get it from like Johnson County.
Sure.
But the only public money we have received in the past is from the city of Burleson, and we do get some money from the school district. I mean, they're investing in themselves.
Exactly.
So there you go. Now, but the thing is, we don't know how long that's going to continue because, times are hard enough in the public sector as well.
Yeah.
So, I know I talked to the mayor about this, and it's BOF. He's part of our board. He's a non-voting member, but he's still there to observe and eat a sandwich, I guess. and he's on the show quite often, and there's a lot of stresses on the city council and the budget. So, it is what it is. So anyway, as far as the golf tournament, guys, check it out on the website. Hit the QR code, join up, get your buddies out there. Tax deductible, and you're playing a round of golf on the government.
That's right.
Sort of, anyway.
You can have fun.
Yeah.
Come on, have fun.
Have a good time. If you want, you're out there also. You're a vendor of some sort, and you want to put your name out there. Either you can sponsor a hole, or you can put something up for the auction. And there you go. We'll see what happens with that.
Yep.
Okay, well, I appreciate what you're doing for us, Kendel. It's a great thing.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate the opportunity.
No problem. Like we said, we will not be having shows. Josh, are we going to run a rerun next week?
Yeah, we can get that going.
Well, can we, let's just rerun this week's shows because they're both pretty good deals. We had something on Monday about Burleson News Express. A guy is trying to get a print paper going, and so we had that. So if we want to run that Monday. And that'd also be something we ought to talk to, somebody to talk to. I'll be talking to him next week about some advertising swaps and whatever, but that's something to put it out there. It's just one more avenue. And then we can do the show again Tuesday. Does that work for you, Josh?
Yep.
All
write
right.
it down.
So we'll rerun the shows again so that people get to see this again.
Nice.
I don't know how you won't get probably as many views because we've already seen it, but who knows?
Yeah. Whatever we can do to get the word out there.
Whatever.
I appreciate it.
Appreciate what you do.
Yes, sir.
Josh, be careful in Nashville.
Yeah.
Do my best.
All right. And, I don't want to read about you in the papers. You and Taylor getting arrested there in Nashville for raising Cain. What is this for? Religious broadcasters?
Yeah.
Whew, that's a party.
The NRB.
That's a dangerous place.
Oh, boy. That's a party. All right. Anyway, thank you all for listening. And we will see you all in a week. And y'all take care.
Thank you.